Hello and thank you for joining us today. For over 26 years, the International Presence Group have been developing and selling enterprise messaging technology to companies around the world. In this video, we'll introduce you to our vision of a new service called impscloud.com, a new service that we believe is the future of integrated message processing. impscloud.com is the next generation of a very well-established technology and a very well-established product line, namely our IMPS, or Integrated Message Processing Server, as it's been known since back in 1992. Historically, our niche in the technology market has always been in the application faxing arena, and although our products can integrate with Exchange, Notes, GroupWise, and all of the usual desktop applications, this was never where we came at the development of our product from. The number one reason companies use our products has always been to install them on their network, their IBM mid-range system, or other platform, and integrate their core line of business applications with our technology to automate and improve their transaction processing. So for example, instead of a company printing all of their purchase orders, stuffing them into envelopes and sending them out in the mail, they can now be generated automatically and sent out electronically via our solutions. Major banks and brokers around the world use our products to send and receive the official confirmations for every single deal they do that day. Major shipping companies use our technology to confirm all of their manifests, consignments, and their bills of lading. So although our products can provide a simple desktop faxing solution, we have always specialized in application integration with high volume transaction processing at its heart. And this unique positioning has been a great success for us, with IBM selling over 6,000 licenses for our technology in 28 countries during the term of our relationship, and allowing us to build a broad customer install base. A couple of years ago, we put in place a new vision and set out to achieve something for our customers and the market at large that most software vendors and developers cannot afford to do. We decided to turn our integrated message processing server into an integrated message processing service. And now, having developed both the technology and the global partnerships necessary to achieve this vision, we're going to deliver it to you in a two-phase approach, enabling you to coordinate with all the other projects that you may be doing within your business. Projects such as rationalizing your hardware and communications infrastructure, the convergence of what was typically telecommunications and information technology into one, and moving to fax over IP at the same time as you move to voice over IP to benefit from the cost savings applicable with that technology. We're going to deliver the very latest technology to you in the following two phases. In phase one, we'll do away with the hardware, so you won't need to have any physical servers on your premises. In phase two, we'll do away with the software as well, so you won't need to support any software either. Your integration to us will be via a very simple, very powerful, and universally used web services interface, and you won't need any hardware or software at all. That's our approach. In other words, we'll deliver to you a complete unified communication solution that, while it may be focused on fax initially, can also be used for voice over IP, email, SMS, secure document delivery, and more, all through a straightforward web services interface. And the reason I say that we're embarking on this vision where others fear to tread, so to speak, is because other software developers in general rely heavily on their software licensing and maintenance revenues, and they simply cannot afford to put their software up on the cloud and offer it as a service at a much lower cost. So phase one is a transition to fax over IP. As this diagram shows, with fax over IP, you can get rid of your message servers and you'll only need software. This can be installed on your existing LAN or WAN and complements other projects that you might be doing, such as putting voice over IP on your installed PBX. The software will work with almost all switch protocols, and we have media gateways for those that are less friendly in the connectivity environment. The core of phase one is to get rid of your hardware. Now, although I said there are two phases, we are already offering today what we're calling a virtual cloud environment. In this diagram, you can see our FACS 400 software running on a System I, connected to a LAN that's connected to a wide area network. And by subscribing to IMPS Cloud today, purely as a high availability and disaster recovery solution for your existing applications, we can provide an enterprise cloud fax service for you today. You don't have to change anything, simply pay a subscription and we'll connect you to the cloud. So rather than all those faxes going out via your existing server technology, they can go out via the cloud at the flick of a switch. We call it virtual cloud because it's not a full cloud implementation and you're still maintaining the software within your environment. And in some cases you may even continue with your existing fax hardware, but rather than expand that technology, you would install a virtual cloud connection to impscloud.com to provide a high availability or disaster recovery solution. Phase 2, very simply, is to do away with the software and take your existing line of business applications through our published web services calls and straight out through the cloud. And yes, although we're majoring here in terms of fax because that's what we're best known for, all the other major services are also available with impscloud.com, including voice over IP, email, SMS, fax over IP, integrated voice response, secure document delivery, and automated workflow. Now, a big differentiator here for us, whether we're talking about the virtual cloud or full cloud solutions, is, and I emphasize this again, that we're coming at this from the transaction faxing perspective. So we're talking about high volume, mission critical, and guaranteed delivery required. Our emphasis is always based on transaction processing. And by doing this for 26 years, we know that no single carrier is competitive to all environments. Be it AT&T, British Telecom, be it services such as eFax, Verizon, EasyLink, and others that I could mention. No one carrier can provide you with a total solution to all environments. And I'm not just talking about all geographical destinations, I'm also talking about all types of traffic as well. For example, we have a large shipping operations customer that sends out 200,000 faxes a month through our products, and all of those faxes have to go out in a fine quality. Why? Well, because they're going out to ships, which still use standalone fax machines, and they take those faxes, write on them, and then fax them back to our customer through their machine. These faxes then come back to our product centrally, go through an OCR engine to be read, and fed into a document management system to be distributed. So the quality of these faxes must be high enough to be read automatically. To do this is a specialist type of transaction. Similarly, if I worked in New York and had an office in Hong Kong, why would I send a fax to customers in Hong Kong from the US when I could send the fax via our own internal network to a node in our office in Hong Kong and then transmit the fax locally where I don't have to pay for the local telephone call? Additionally, if you have existing telephone numbers that you want to port over to the cloud because customers are sending you transactions and they're crucial to your business, if you try to port a number in the Middle East, for example, with British Telecoms or AT&T, I put it to you that they wouldn't be able to do it. Whereas there are other carriers out there that have local relationships with the Middle Eastern PPTs, and they can port your number with no problem. So the other thing to mention about impscloud.com is that not only is it high transaction, high volume biased, and not only can it offer you a very quick virtual cloud to give you DR and HA, but we're not linking you to any particular data carrier. We will send your fax from our data center through the right carrier for the transaction. We have links through eFax, Verizon, EasyLink, we have our own SIP trunks out through Global Crossing. We have a wide variety of different connections to offer. What is guaranteed for you is delivery, and crucially, delivery at the most competitive price available. I think it's worth pointing out here that the next generation of our product line is actually quite unique in that it's written in our own codeless development environment. A product called Presence that we've been very successful with out there, marketing in the business process management and process automation sectors. We've provided a wide variety of transaction and clinical solutions for government offices, healthcare and manufacturing companies. So why do I feel this is important to mention? Well, since IMPS Cloud has been developed using Presence, The underlying structure of the product is not hard-coded, and therefore we can offer an unrivaled level of flexibility and speed of customization. If you don't like something about the product, we can change it for you fast. Not in a matter of days or weeks, but in a matter of hours. The benefits of impscloud.com are wide and varied. We're enabling you to fulfill the rationalization of software and hardware, at reducing your support levels and saving money on many levels, all while increasing efficiency. You're not paying for hardware or software maintenance, and there's no expensive fixed phone lines. From a fax machine perspective, if you're still using them, there are savings on paper, toner and telephony. On the fax server side, there's not just the hard costs such as phone bills and maintenance on the server and software. There's also the savings on support costs and freeing up internal resources. Cost-wise, I think you'll be very, very pleased with where impscloud.com comes out. There's not many installations that don't pay back within the 12-month term, which seems to be the way that many organisations are now looking at any kind of capital investment. Fax in the cloud environment in general is not new, but what we're doing is, because we've developed a service focused on the high volume transaction processing market. We know there are already organisations out there offering cloud solutions or software as a service solutions. The concern about these types of services is that all they're offering you is a fax to email or email to fax for the desktop. They're designed for the residential, low volume user who doesn't want a fax machine at home, or the small to medium sized business that's simply replacing a single fax machine behind reception. The problem with these solutions historically has been the lack of security, which from a transaction perspective absolutely has to be there. These services also only have minimal application integration, no carrier choice, and have no real routing intelligence to get your messages to your recipients in the most cost-efficient way. They are, in our opinion, unsuitable for high-volume transaction faxing requirements. Our data centers are some of the most advanced in the world. They are secure and carry all of the security and quality compliances that you would expect. They have 24/7 365 support and have an overall service level agreement of 99.85% that we're committing to. The other thing that we bring to the table with impscloud.com is a common browser interface. So while you can eliminate all of the hardware and software that you've been running, we are still providing you with the level of control you're accustomed to with your message processing. You'll still be able to see a particular message, check its current status, see if it's gone or if it's failed, why it's failed and how many times it tried before it got through successfully. All of this comes as standard with impscloud.com. We've taken all of the functionality of our software from a message control perspective and put it into a very powerful common browser interface. So you don't have to host the software, but you still have all the functionality available to you. From a security perspective, we're all about guaranteed secure delivery. All of your messages from your desktops, applications and virtualized environments come to us securely. We allow you to look at them securely, and then we pass them on securely via the best carrier for the job, since we're carrier independent. With impscloud.com, you can have all of the standards, security and quality management that you would expect, and most importantly, guaranteed delivery at the best price, which in a transaction-based environment is the name of the game. If you have any questions or would like to arrange a demonstration of impscloud.com, please contact your nearest International Presence office on one of the numbers below. Alternatively, you can email us at info@international-presence.com. Thank you for joining us today. See you soon.